guys, another round of what's in the bottle, can, glass, I don't know. In this particular case, it's a bottle. There's more, but you know, I know how Paul gets, so we just gotta get the brew review out of the way, and then we can discuss other shit. Maybe even over one of my swipe beers from NIHAP. Whatever that could be. What are we looking at? Looking at a little something from Lagunitas. Little Sumpin Ale. 64.2 on the IBU scale and 7.5% alcohol by volume. And this is a unlimited release. Thanks for telling us. Oh, and the bottle cap is green, and it has the poachy on there. Psychic link says it's either Lily or it's Pete. No, it's Pete. Yeah, he just got a custom-made holster for that Walther PPS that he got. That's a sweet gun. Oh, you mean like this one? Look at that dust, huh? Gotta love a carry gun. That's why I highly recommend that you go through them at least once per week, because you wouldn't want to get lint on your sear. Would ya? Because I heard somewhere if you get lint on your sear that it could possibly go full auto. That's just what I heard. Heard it on the internet, which means it has to be true. Yeah, that's great. Glass. Got a glass. This one is from Jim, by the way, and I'm sure because that it is from Lagunitas, he's going to be a complete fail on trying for this one to be the worst beer ever. Because as it stands right now, I think Lagunitas, AleSmiths is trying to think. Bell's, other than the oatmeal, or the oyster stout. You know, there's just some breweries that you just, you know, like Dogfish Head, most of their stuff is all pretty good. So if it's from Lagunitas, I'm sure it's. I actually have not had this one. Last time I was over at the Keyport, they were all out of brown sugar substitute. And that was very, very disappointing. Well, it's has more of a Pilsner kind of look to it. Fairly light, good carbonation. Doesn't have a Pilsner smell though to it, which is good. But it's just really a little bit of a sweetness. Can't really put a. Here, let me see if I can put a nose on it. No, still nothing. Lagunitas usually has some pretty damn good smelling beers. I mean, if you were never allowed to actually drink it, I recommend brown sugar substitute just for smelling it. Okay, guys, cheers. Oh, how was your Monday? Wow. I mean, it's okay. I'm getting there's a little citrus up front, but I'm getting like a peach flavor to it. Carbonation is really good. Nice and smooth right to the end. Okay, this isn't gonna be one where I can stand here and tell you a whole bunch of how it tastes. which, you know, I know Smile Money and a few others will probably be happy because, you know, I don't sit and you don't see a chef picking apart a meatloaf. Some of them, though, you know, they're like, what's that little nuance that I can detect? This is just a little bit of a citrus hit. The sweetness coming with it. It's got like a peach. Watch. Read the bottle, and somewhere in here it'll say all the shit that I just said. Government warning on one side. And you know the list of ingredients: hops, malt, hops, yeast, hops, water, and hops. Life is uncertain. Don't sip. Little something. I got a little something from Jim. Wow, that almost went bad. I could visualize the slosh going lungs or really, Pete. You got 250 rounds, hollow points, runs like a Glock perfection. Whatever. Hang on, I'm sorry. Try to make this easy. Hey, go fuck yourself. I'm right in the middle of a brew review. Like, just stick the gun up your ass. There, that should help. A response like that will not get me any kind of a rebuttal. Wow, really, next time, Jim, I recommend this one in a much bigger bottle. A little something from Lagunitas. Where do I put it on the E-scale? God, it's just smooth and tasty. It's not overly sweet or... Really liking it. Really liking it. Digging it. A little something from Lagunitas. Man, this is a 10. Jim, you screwed way up on this one. Where are we at? Make sure Paul's happy, because that's really all that matters to me. What should we look at tomorrow? That is an excellent question. And grabbing something out of that fridge that Johnny brought. I don't know if this is something that we were supposed to do a group review on and it's got forgotten about. I know there was something in there that he thought sucked and I thought I should take a look at it. Maybe we should do that right now. But for tomorrow, Raspberry Temptress, an Imperial Milk Stout. Ale brewed with lactose sugar and vanilla with fresh raspberries from Lakewood Brewing Company. Got a whole bunch of stuff on here. Please savor responsibly. 9.1%. The Armory Channel. Oregon raspberries. Oh, they're luscious. I mean, what's not to love? That's what it says right on there. So we're going to take a look at this one tomorrow. Meanwhile, back at the Hall of Justice. You know, I'll find out how bad that is from Johnny, and we'll take a look at that when I'm reviewing something else from Johnny. A couple more swigs of this, and then I'm going to be out. So what should I wrap her up with? Moose drool. Yeah, so a couple of things. Need some help. A couple of things I want to touch on. the gun going to the future mystery owner. Last night I ordered a aluminum winter style trigger guard. Hopefully that one is okay. Sometimes the aluminums are hit and miss. I don't mind having to do a little fitting, but I absolutely hate it if it's the one thing that has like a rattle point. And sometimes there's, like for instance, I have a level, a 4-foot level, and one of the plastic protectors on it is a little loose. And every time you move it, it just makes this weird, stupid tinny sound, and I hate that. Want to thank Heffy. He provided the... See, I won't be able to lock it back, will I? Oh yeah, I can. I use the PDQ from Teal Blue Bravo to lock the bolt back. Right there. Bravo Company Ambi charging handle, which is something you are definitely going to want when you put like the optics on it and make it really hard to get to. Well, not so much anymore, because you can reach in there and charge it from both sides. You can see the paddle sticking out. Could have gone with something like Badger Ordnance, little something, Badger Ordnance or something like that. Just got a big, large handle for this side. But again, kind of turning this into what my idea would be for like a long range 5.56 gun, and going with the Ambi stuff. If you want, you got Ambi swing mount, quick mount back on the stock. Oh, and popular demand, the CTR is going to be the one that I'm leaving on here. It's the one that I originally bought for it. So we got the Ambi single point mount here. I do not have a front sling mount. This key mod kit does come with a section of rail, and I'll just leave it to the future owner. If well, we can narrow it down, kind of a giveaway, if he decides to, because we don't know, we put a bipod on here, or I could put a bipod on here, have an extra one. I was just going to do that whole magical thing with the camera, and then poof, it's just mysteriously on here, but that's just way too much. So we got the, thanks to the Teal Blue Bravos PDQ, we got Ambi bolt release, Battle Arms Developments, so you got the Ambi fire control selector, Ambi charging handle, Ambi gas ports. Okay, I'm just going too far. So basically, I was back ordered on the XML from Odinworks, the extended mag release. If I wanted to go out and shoot this, I could have already done that. I could just put the rest of the mil spec setup in here and could have shot it. Thought about bringing it out yesterday, but it just never happened. So what's on here is going to end up staying on here. Like I said, at this point in time, the guys that have called and asked what more I need, at this point in time, just a little help with the scope is what I was looking for. So, and Heffy, he sent enough that it actually covered picking up the handle and throwing some towards the scope, so I appreciate it. So that's just about done. It kind of looks, got holes in it yet that have to be filled, but we'll get on that. Now, got a little something in the mail today from one of the coolest companies and nicest bunch of guys you could deal with, and that's John and Gary from Huber Concepts. I gotta try not destroying this one so I can put it on my vehicle. For Project Snow Sniper, for my daughter's build. Huber. I kind of mocked it up so you can kind of see what it's going to look like. John and Gary and the boys did up a stainless steel 3/4 inch brake and then bead blasted it to try to get as close as they could to the sheen and color of the Wilson Combat barrel. And then this one, because I know the person that it's going to, really liked the carbine length handguard on my rifle, which I was willing to pull it off and throw it on for her, until she made the comment that she also really liked the Odin Works. But some of this barrel is always going to be showing, because that's a 16-inch barrel and this is an 18-inch match grade from Wilson Combat, so it's roughly going to be about 2 inches longer than a 16-inch barrel. So I know that she didn't really want, of course, if it was on here, it'd be out to here, so you'd still see this much of the barrel, but I know she liked a little bit shorter of a handguard, and with the this fluted barrel, I just thought it would be really nice to be able to see it. The gas block will be hidden. The gas block will be right there, and that is going to be a Cyrac Ordnance adjustable gas block. So I just thought I'd mock it up and show you how that would look, and really wanted to say thanks to the boys. Yesterday, shooting the AR pistol was like, just honestly, a complete night and day difference. By getting that percussion, instead of smacking you in the face, by moving the whole percussion from left to right, it makes the pistol a lot more enjoyable to shoot. And a big thanks to Johnny Watson for finding this for me. When he was up, he's like, "Hey, AIM Surplus has a hell of a deal. Inside that crate is 880 rounds of 7.62 by 54R. Of course, it's the nasty corrosive stuff. Someone once told me that anything that it's the China stuff that you really got to watch out for. Any of the stuff from the Soviet Union isn't corrosive. If it's in a Spam can, it's corrosive. Now, the Chinese use more corrosive, and in case you have no idea what the hell I'm talking about, the primer, it uses, for lack of words, it's more of a sodium-based explosive, and that shit gets all over on the inside of your barrel. It's salt. So what happens when you mix moisture with salt? Yeah, rust. So shooting this kind of stuff, this is just more like plinking fun. Yesterday when I was out, why am I standing here talking and not drinking? God. Yesterday when I was out, all I shot was my brother-in-law wanted to know what I thought of the stuff that he was reloading. I had 5 rounds in 308. So, and why is that significant? It's because the Mosin is actually 311. So that minute little difference on it really makes a difference on a long range. It might start tumbling. If it's tumbling, it's not as dynamic, and it's gonna perform differently. But it's not going to damage the gun to shoot a 308 size round out of it all the time. But now, my whole goal with that rifle is to get it dialed in, and I'm sure the rifle will always be better than me. I mean, you don't realize until you're really zoomed in with all that power. I mean, that scope goes up to 25 power, and you're literally looking at like the whole target. So it's like a spotting scope and everything all in one. And I need to build, just not only for when we're up there, but something we can use for the shoot. It would really be nice to make like a staged area. I had the picnic table. Well, you cannot shoot sitting on one of the legs of the picnic table and leaning over and trying to have a comfortable shot. It just doesn't work. So inevitably you have to go grab a chair out of the shack. And in this case yesterday, bipod was up on the table. Still haven't taken a drink. Bipod is up on the table. The rest of it is all out in the air. You know, come the summer, either have an elevated platform that's, you know, human size, so you can lay out a shooting mat and actually lay up there, which would be ideal. That way you can use more of the ground and you to brace the stuff. But I actually noticed yesterday, especially with that kind of magnification, I could actually see, and now I understand what they mean about how these military SEAL snipers and stuff, they get so good that they actually can time the shot in between heartbeats. Well, you almost have to, because I noticed that I could actually see my pulse in the reticle. You know, it was moving just enough. So it's like, I see what they mean about being able to time it. To be able to just like quit it for a moment, that would have been nice. But I'm working on a video I'll get up. I'm not as space them out a little bit more up there on the ebomey side of it. But you know, I started off with my literal bore sighting, and I slowly walked the rounds over until I was on target. And by the time I just said that's close enough, I'll bring the vise up and lock it down and get it dialed in even closer if I have to. But I was able to, at 100 yards, just shoot the inside of the target. That was awesome. Not as much luck with the with Project Overkill. You know, even that, you'd be like, and you hear 100 yards later, it would hit, and that Remington shit that I had was just so inconsistent. It, you know, now that I know that I'm inside of a 6-inch circle, next time I go up when the weather's nicer and I can actually enjoy myself and spend a little bit more time, I'll do the CCI mini mags or some Stinger. Well, I should stick with the mini mags. The Stingers are hotter, and I noticed on the AR-22 chassis there from yeah, I know you're gonna have to deal without her for a second. The AR-22 chassis there, completely two. I'll bring the chick back. Completely two different worlds, depending on if it was the shit ammo or not. I was right on target, perfect, with the strike fire. Right on target. And when I switched to some Stingers, it was like I couldn't hit the target anymore. It's because they were going over the top of it. So, back to that. Like last year for my birthday, Travis, DJ Alkaline 1, surprised me and bought me a 440 count Spam can, which is still here, not broken into yet. And I want to say that, I'm not sure the exact dollar amount, but I know it was well over 200 bucks. And then when me and Johnny were we went looking around different sites, Midway USA, $212 plus shipping for 440 rounds. That was 880 rounds shipped for $224.89. So thanks, Johnny, for finding that. Hi.
I thought you were talking.
No, I just had a little something. Want to come over here and try a little something? Seriously, Jim. I had a little something from Jim.
That's funny.
Want to lift that down for me? Just kidding, don't even try it. At a bare minimum, you shit
How
your
many
pants.
pounds is it? A lot.
880 rounds. So yeah, the gun for the mystery person, I have given you a clue. It's male. That was that the fucking dog falling down the stairs?
Your paws are wet.
Shelby, you are not the epitome of grace. You sounded like Chuck coming down the stairs.
You're always picking on Chuck.
You know what Chuck really needs about right now? That's right, not a penis, but more cowbell just for Chuck. Yeah, so the mystery gun, I've got all the parts coming and or replacing the ones that we stole from Samantha's rifle. It's like, I know she never watches it, which is good that she doesn't watch this because she doesn't know about it.
She's too busy with school and work.
Yeah, she's about to start the last certification that she needs, and that's transmissions. So she's just like.
And then graduation.
Then graduation, and now it looks like she's going to be going out to visit Poison Stinger. Should be out there with
HempSeed.
JR10.
My cousin.
Haboob 308. Your cousin, which would probably be good. Hey, NIHAP? Seriously, you should have got here sooner because this was the last one. But I do know where they have more, so I will. You can let Chuck be the keeper of the honesty. By the time you get here, there'll be at least 24 of these in the fridge for you.
Who's that?
These are Phil's.
Moose Drill?
Yeah, he actually bought a bunch, and I was supposed to ship it out, and then I shipped other things, and I never shipped that.
And now you're shipping it right down your throat.
And then finally he just said, well, it's just only a matter of time till I'm there, so just hang on to it for when I get there.
Yeah, I'm hanging on to it as it's going right down into my gut.
Oh, this is some good stuff.
My uncle turned you onto that. Remember? Years ago. It was either Christmas or Thanksgiving family gathering.
Uncle Dickie?
Yeah.
Uncle Dickie knows all things about alcohol. One of the first times we were over there for a party, it was like, he's like, you want something to drink? Well, I don't know, what do you got? Follow me. Go down to the basement. It was like, needed a panoramic camera. Let's see.
Arsenal.
We got vodkas,
Oh, yeah.
rums, gins. Look, what was that shit from Croatia that he had? He goes, you gotta try a shot of that. And I'm like, I don't know, should I be scared? He goes, yeah, you got balls. It was like, it tasted like minty ass, and it never went away. It was like 12 hours later, like, I still taste that shit.
Yeah,
You couldn't feel your cheeks?
You have to grow up on that stuff for an appreciation of it. But the name of it right at the moment escapes me. But I know what you're talking about.
I think he had 5 or 6 different kinds of whiskeys, and Terdicius would be happy to hear that it was Jameson and Maker's Mark. Of course, he got the Jack Daniels, Jim Beam. He had that shit that we also ended up buying more of, that the cake. Oh my God. I've never tried training this particular Jack Russell for the agility shit, but seeing how she can't even seem to navigate stairs anymore. And it isn't just the fact that she's 9. You know, I'll give her some of that, but this isn't like a new thing, it's just gotten worse. Okay, like I was saying, thanks Johnny for finding that. It's hard to go wrong with 880 rounds, and inside the crate is 2 of the 440 Spam cans. So, sad thing is the most ammo I have on hand now is for a Mosin Nagant. And I think that pretty much covers it. Mystery gun. I don't know. I think this is gonna look pretty badass. Really love these Odin Works. If you're thinking about a guard, they're a nice combination of size versus, because they're the key mods, you can put rails on. You can't put rails on the angles, unlike the ATI one, but you can put them on each side and the bottom, or not. And they are not. They do not feel like they're cheaply made. And to get an idea of size, because I know some of you size does matter, the smallest one I have ever fired is this Midwest Industries. I think this is the SS, and room for both the barrels and being able to see the differences. The top to bottom, the SS and the Odenworks are fairly close, but when you turn them on their sides, this one is by far smaller. As far as something tactfully cool and minimalist, this one's pretty light. I mean, it's not made up of rare and exotic stuff, but by having that, and said, and this one is definitely gonna keep that ATI setup on there. So there you go. Beer and guns. Where else on the net can you go for such a defined? Oh, and this one was just on here just for shooting, but this one can't stay on here. I've been informed. This was the zombie edition that Jim Hornet Fixer sent for Christine. She just switched to. And I tell you, it's really, when you can get a scope that'll go down to 3.5 power and then up. I honestly think, unless you are really strive for minimizing weight or size, by going with a decent scope, I really have mixed feelings on that, because for me, and of course it's the eyesight continuously gets worse as you get older and older. But if I had a chance to do it again, I am not sure I would have gone with the EOTech and the EOTech magnifier. You're looking at if you wanted to swap that out, you're looking at a $1,200 scope that could be sitting on there instead of those two items. And like that one there, she enjoys that one a lot, because it goes, that one I think is a 3.5 to 18 power or something like that. So you can easily use that for up close stuff. Maybe not like the EOTech where you'd be like close proximity, like sweeping inside of a room, but at that distance you could just be shooting like this. You're probably not even going to bother doing that. I mean, if you can't hit a guy on the other side of a room with an AR or an M16 just by doing that, then you're probably already in trouble. But then again, that's why they make them automatic. So that's it. Just wanted to quickly throw that together and give you a little look-see. I realize that probably the average or typical person is probably gonna poop their diaper by looking at these Heber Concepts. I'm not sure if the price has changed at all on the smaller ones, but like the one that's on my Mosin, you're looking at $225 break. And with how much stuff is on the market these days, and some of it works, some of it doesn't. It's pretty discouraging when you spend $100+ on something and you basically have to convince yourself that it's actually doing something. And you guys, I would never sugarcoat it. This is so much money well spent. I will admit, the more you pick up the power, the better they perform. You run 5.56 through this. Like if you look at that video on the giveaway gun that went to Rhodey, just like with the pistol, I was watching my own video from yesterday slow down a little bit. Up when you're shooting slowly, I safety checked this barrel. When you are shooting slowly, I noticed that you're still getting a bunch of motion, but then again, that is a 7.5-inch barrel, so there isn't much there. But now when you start to rapid fire it, instead of having almost any rise, it just kind of pushes you back just a little bit. It's just a weird duck for just the physics that John thought through when he designed this thing. The harder you push it, the better they perform. And I think in the case of especially the Mosin, you guys that were here for the shoot, or the guys that are going to be here for the shoot, seriously, if you want, be happy to bring out the stock Mosin and shoot the two side by side. If you didn't know they were both Mosin Nagants, you probably wouldn't think that that the Huber Concepts Mosin was even a 7.62, that maybe it was something smaller like a 5.56 gun. This takes away that much of that felt recoil. Okay, well, I'm going to go drink the last of NIHAP's Moose Drools. And we will see you guys tomorrow. And we'll look at that raspberry milk stout. And again, thank you, Jim, for absolutely an outstanding beer. A little something from Lagunitas. And thanks, Johnny, for the tip. And thanks, NIHAP, for the last of your Moose Drills.